Today's video game review is for a very niche crowd that I think will really enjoy it, and everyone else will go, And so Minor Open Chests does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a throwback to classic 1980s and 1990s maze-like platformer games, where you're dropped into a mine and the goal is to open various different chests, and they're always dotted in the corner of the levels as you kind of wander around. But you're dropped in with just a shovel, and you're surrounded by lots of different types of terrain. Now, the shovel can get you through dirt, but it can't get you through anything else. And so the gameplay loop in Minor Open Chests is that you'll need to mine your way through all of the different dirt areas, and then jump and kind of maybe press some buttons and pull some levers and open a door, or jump on some platforms that lift up or close down, or maybe on a pulley system on a tiny little lift. You'll eventually come across a second tool. Now that might be an axe, for example, which can deal with smashing up wooden boxes. It could be an ice pick that deals with ice blocks. It could be a jackhammer that goes through concrete. There's also kind of broken up concrete that another tool can kind of smash through. And then there are some more platformy things. So there's a boomerang that you can throw, that you can hit switches that are on walls that you can't jump to. And there's a light feather boot that you can put on that allows you to jump 3 squares up as opposed to 1. Your miner is exceptionally weak. If they fall more than 2 blocks, they will die. And so a parachute you can pick up allows you to then deploy that after you've jumped off a ledge, and that can soften some of the landings for you if you need to. And across all of the different levels, you'll get slightly different layouts where all of these things will come into play. And you've got to work out, how can I get the next tool that I need, so that then allows me to start chiseling around further and getting deeper into the mine and exploring new things. But it will always be the spade, maybe, then that gets you to the axe, that gets you to the pickaxe, that gets you to the boomerang. And so quite often you can see what's blocking you, and therefore you kind of know what's the next tool to go for quite often. And eventually you'll get there. The result of this, though, is a game that is really slow-paced, very methodical, almost boring to the point of it being quite meditative, yet strangely satisfying to get through. And I think it's down to the fact that you're drilling through and clearing out all of this toot in the mine as you go, and creating your own platforms as well, because you can quite easily drill the wrong things and then get stuck down a hole and you're buggered. And you'll have to try and find out a way to kill yourself to get yourself respawned. Otherwise you'll need to restart the level again from scratch. And so you have to be methodical in making sure that you leave a way for you to get back up a passage again, or down, if you go down a well, to get back up again. So there's a lot of kind of thinking around that, but it's at your own pace. You're never rushed. Levels are really expansive. The shortest ones are 15 minutes. The bigger ones are half an hour. There's no ability to mid-save. I made that mistake. Silly me. So you have to complete each level as you go. And there's 30 in total. And they just get bigger and bigger and bigger, adding more tools to the arsenal for each level as you go. But I can see most of the world just going, this looks dull. And I'm going to say it absolutely is. But there's a je ne sais quoi about it as you chisel through, and kind of like most mining games, when you reach a depth, you're like, ooh, I've got some satisfaction from being able to drill through a new type of terrain or something like that. This has a similar kind of ooh vibes as you go through it, even if it's got very basic graphics, very basic physics, very basic controls, and kind of rudimentary level design on the surface, but actually things are dotted around in a way that means that you're going to have to traverse lots of things multiple times to get there. So the level design is kind of deceptively good. But yeah, Minor Open Chests does what it says on the tin. This is absolutely not for everyone, but if you're in that core niche audience of enjoying mining maze puzzle platformers from the 80s and 90s, then you can go at your own pace. Maybe you might find some fun in this one. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane network. a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/HigherPlaneNetwork. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.